stressing yourself out. Boys, you ever feel like you're just kind of like maybe putting too much pressure on yourself, maybe overwhelming yourself with certain aspirations you have, dreams you have, responsibilities you have, desires that you want met, and also like, enjoyment to be had as well. But it's hard to find that enjoyment when you're just kind of in that matrix of, man, I should be doing more. How do I figure this out? Is this the right move? Should I do this? Normally, man, I am like a pretty like just go with whatever feels right. Don't question it. Don't hesitate. But man, these past like couple nights, man, I started like wondering if I should switch some things up, man. And the days are just flying by, and it's like, man, do I just need like a trip to the woods and like, meet some aliens and stuff? Take those psychedelics or something, like fix my brain a little bit again or something. Because lately, man, like normally I'm like pretty chill, but lately, man, I feel like a little like confused, conflicted with certain decisions and like certain just things to do, I suppose. Like, you know, making side income, but also like being true to myself, and also like, normal income. Like, what's the right like job for now? And the relationships too. Like, who's worth the time right now when I'm trying to do all these things? I don't have time to, message and talk on the phone with, potential like women or, buddies to catch up with, or even siblings. It feels like there's almost not enough time for everything. And I know there kind of is. It's just like when you're in that kind of matrix of kind of overwhelming yourself with things that you feel like you should be doing instead of just enjoying what you're doing and not really question it, which I don't know, maybe I just need to speak it out because that is the answer, right? The answer is to just go with whatever feels right, and not to look too far ahead, just kind of just feed into the moment, just capture that moment as best as you can. But man, I've been a little conflicted with certain ideas and whatnot. Like, not gonna lie, man, like I have this other YouTube channel, right? And part of me wants to rebrand it into kind of what I'm doing on here. And you know I just don't know, like, do I just grow this new page, or do I go to this other page that's already grown? And even if those people don't watch it, maybe it'll be like easier to subscribe because the number's higher, easier to get monetized if I were to look at this at a more long-term thing. And maybe this like doesn't matter, maybe I should just use that because it's still mine. Or do I just organically grow this and the people, or with people that actually want to watch this type of stuff? So, and it's such a weird thing to be conflicted about. I almost feel gross about it because this has been like really nice, just kind of venting, out into the interwebs under an alias that no one knows. And it's kind of nice. I kind of feel free to talk about kind of whatever, like mental health, things I find goofy in the world. Sometimes do a little jokey video about maybe not the nicest topic, but it's a perspective. Um, and I don't know, man. I guess I sometimes think to not use that channel that I originally had because, like, there are people in my life that actually know about that channel. And it's like, oh, do I really want to talk about, like, depression and, suicidal ideations and, like, stuff like that? Like, like real stuff that I've dealt with or I've felt, and even in a more, like, grotesque form, too, like relationships or like sex life and stuff like that, and or like drug use and like alcoholism and like all that stuff. Like, do I really want to put that out there where it could be found by someone that knows me but doesn't know that aspect of me? Not that I'm necessarily afraid to like talk about any of that. It's like that kind of stuff I kind of wait to be asked. I mean, sexual stuff's a little different, that can be a little more fun, but like the more deeper stuff, like the meaning of life and drowning out your sadness with booze and stuff, which I've done on this channel. Like I've talked about that every now and again. And I don't know, I guess I feel a little conflicted with that, man. And it's weird. I feel weird feeling conflicted about it because it's a channel I haven't used in a while. And I guess the only thing holding me back is like, man, what if like my brothers got curious and looked up that name? And I know there's an answer like, oh, I can just change the name, but I feel like it's a good name, and it's a name I've had since I was like young when I made that page. So it's such a weird thing to be like conflicted about. But I do feel, if I'm honest, that is just like an aspect right now that's just conflicting, I guess. And I don't know if you guys are like me at all. Like sometimes I get like kind of spiraling if Because normally, like I said, like normally I'm pretty chill, and the answer seems like pretty obvious to me. Like, oh, let's just do the thing. It is what it is. Do what feels right, be true. I call it the true ending. Maybe you guys have heard me say that before. Is if you just follow what is like genuine to you and natural. And I do believe that, man. But every now and again, like right now, being a little conflicted, like I start to kind of spiral, man. I start like being a little overwhelmed with like other things. Like I started thinking about, like ex-girlfriends and ex-relationships and friendships that, have kind of died out and stuff like that. Or like, what am I actually doing? Or like, what's my purpose? And does anything matter? Like, I started like spiraling just from like a simple thing of like the natural state I normally find myself in. If that gets like kind of, I don't know, pushed to the wayside a little bit, like I just started like kind of spiraling and stuff. And I don't know if today's just a specific example too, because last night, man, I don't know if I've necessarily talked about it, but I have like mad vivid dreams every night. I've been dealing this for pretty much my whole life, as far as I can remember. It's pretty much every single night I have like some crazy vivid dream or nightmare or just crazy scenario that just it confuses me, man. Because one, it's like, how's my brain even come up with this? And how does your brain come up with how these people are interacting with you in real time in your dream? It's so bizarre. It's something I will go down at some point once my thoughts are a little more put together. But man, maybe I'm kind of spiraling a little more today. Because last night, man, I had a dream about my ex, right? Or I guess one of the ex I dated like most of my life. And it was like a really nice dream, man. We were like on vacation and we were like kind of recapturing like our early years of being together and stuff. And it just, I don't know, man, it made me wake up and I was like, man, we did have something special. It's kind of a shame we kind of let it die out. And maybe it was, I guess it was meant to be because it happened, right? But it is like, man, there were options potentially there to, make that keep that still afloat, and it just feels weird. Like I started like realizing like how supportive she like really was, and just what we had, man. And it just, I don't know, I guess I blame myself. So maybe that's part of it, man. I woke up on a weird note, and then I'm working on side stuff, and then I'm also working on this YouTube stuff, and now I'm like conflicted about this, even though this has been like a thing that I've been stable at for a bit now, and it's been good. It's been good for me mentally, I feel like, and it's been like, I don't know, I've been enjoying it, man. And it's such a weird thing to be conflicted about. And I don't know, just feel like I'm a little like overwhelmed with things when I shouldn't be, man. I guess, I don't know, maybe I need a vacation. Maybe that was a sign. Maybe that was the thing I should have looked at in that dream. The thing I need is a vacation. And there's other things in life going on. Like I said, like I get spiraling. I start, the demons start coming out. Like, oh, what actually matters is the future cooked anyway? Like, what is this world? Like, how do we escape this? And in just this day and age where everything just doesn't feel genuine, or I just don't like align with a lot of like the ideologies, and it's fine. Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't think this way or shouldn't be promoted or whatnot. I don't know, man. I just feel like it almost feels like we're all lost in a way, in one way or another. And it makes me sad and empathetic towards other people for sure. I think we're all in the same boat together. We're just kind of finding our own way to keep afloat. And some people, it's drowning themselves in media. Some people, it's drowning themselves in politics. Some people, it's drowning themselves in substances. Some people, it's drowning themselves in video games. What have you. Some people, it's drowning yourself out with multiple partners, like all the time, like going out and dating. And it's like, I feel like we all have this escapism that we're trying to, and maybe it's just like the fact that we're, our mortality is apparent and we're aware of that. So as humans, and I guess that's the human condition, right? Like, we know that's going to happen. We know that's going to happen with all the people around to us that are close to us, right? And it's just drowning out that feeling of, and maybe regret too. Like, knowing you could have went right, but you went left. And now you're in a place where you're not necessarily happy. And, regret's its own demon for sure. And I do think everything does fall into place the way it's supposed to be. Otherwise it wouldn't. Like, we are living proof of that, right? But it is hard not to think that way sometimes, because it's just like, weighing the options of what what could have been or what should have been, or all that jazz. And I think we all suffer to that to some extent. We all funnel those feelings into different areas and whatnot, different behaviors. And so we're all in this sinking ship together, kind of. There's some people that just, live off of preying off of people that are less than them, quote unquote, mainly financially. You know what's crazy? I was thinking, or maybe I saw this. It was like, what's something that's classy when you're rich, but trashy when you're poor? And it's like sleeping around, doing drugs, uh, not paying taxes, like stuff like that. And I was like, man, that's so true. Like doing drugs and stuff is so like has such a bad look on it, which that's its own rabbit hole. But if you're not doing well in life and you're spending your time like not being sober, people don't respect that. But if you're like rich or have the appearance of being rich, like a lot of these rappers, and you're talking about drugs and stuff, it's like glorified. And that's just interesting, man. It's like perspective. It's like there's almost like and I don't think everyone's like this. I don't even think you should be like this, honestly. I think there should be a respect across all life, for sure. And like a realization that none of us has to be here. I'm going to respect your time here. I hope you respect mine. And it is what it is. Let's be chill. All this is goofy. We're all playing a game. Some people refuse to play the game. And maybe that's it. Maybe the people that refuse to play it, people don't respect it because, like, man, you're not doing what I'm doing. I've been slaving away at this 9 to 5, building up my portfolio so I can, pretend to be more important than I truly am. Like stuff like that. And maybe that is part of it, I guess. But I don't know. I just think just a common respect across the board. But it's weird, man. Financially, if you're financially successful, it's interesting how much more people respect you for it. And that's its own rabbit hole. I do find that a shame. And I don't know, is it parasitical that people respect because there is something they could potentially gain from being in good a good vibe with you? My bad, I heard like a motorcycle outside and that like took away my wavelength. But is it parasitical to be only friendly to people that are financially better than you? Because maybe it's like a subconscious level of thinking they can, support you or, take you up the next step, I suppose. And it's a shame, man. And, man, yeah, so just feeling a little overwhelmed today. And I know the thing I shared that's like kind of overwhelming me that started to spiral is something super goofy. It's a weird thing. I don't even know why I'm still thinking about it. Like, the answer is just do it, bro. Who cares? Who cares at the end of the day? Just do it. And, so it's just weird, but the main message was, just being overwhelmed, and it happens to all of us. And what do you guys do to kind of chill yourselves out? Because like when I'm overwhelmed, I feel like I got to keep grinding more. I'm like, oh, I'll fix this if I just keep working, if I keep doing stuff. When honestly, the answer is probably to take a step back and do something you enjoy. But I kind of find it hard to enjoy something when I feel conflicted. And maybe that's the best word for it. Just like conflicted, not knowing to go left or right in this moment when the answer is just to go with whatever feels right? Like that is always the answer. What's the genuine answer to yourself? And that's the answer, man. And it's weird when at this moment that both answers do feel genuine. So it's like, bro, I don't know. I'll figure it out tonight, though. I hope. I better, bro. I'm gonna get grinding away and keep making some videos. I have some other ideas for some, and yeah, I just wanted to vent because for some reason, man, I am just kind of spiraling. And yeah, I don't know, man. Mentality it's so weird. It's so weird. Why, bro? Is this hell? I'm not gonna lie, boys. And if you made it this far, you deserve this little Easter egg, dude. And I'm being a little hyperbolic, so stay with me. But in a way, don't you think this realm that we live in is kind of hell, man? Like we're aware of our mortality. We're aware of the people around us mortality. So we build up this love and this friendship and these connections just to know that it will die off someday. Just to know that this will end. And it's weird, right? Because like heaven would be like that, those moments where we capture it and it feels like larger than life and amazing. And hell is the fact that it dies. Is that what? I don't know. You guys get what I'm saying? I don't know. My brain, bro. Clearly my My mental illness is talking tonight. But thanks for listening. There's a little Easter egg at the end right there. Hopefully it made sense. I know I could go way deeper, but that'll be another like 20-minute ramble. So thanks for listening, boys. Make sure to do something for yourself today. Make sure to do something for someone else today. And take care, man. Regardless of all this crazy stuff and feeling conflicted and overwhelmed, it happens to all of us, right? We got this. No matter what, we got this. We got to just keep pushing through. Everything will fall into place the way it should be, and everything will work out. Take care. You got this.